comes Hydroxide with the last-ditch effort, and Hot Rod with...
He blocks, so who likes wins? Oh, they get in return! Get it up in here, and again, they are getting him. No, not. Oh! He's oh, and a big return!
Oh, man.
I love these points!
Alright, and we are live. Welcome everyone to another edition of Monday Night Tribes. I don't know why I've started calling it that, but I have. Beside me here is remiCs tonight. You may know him from his stream on the Tribes Ascend channel, and he also cast a game with Winters last Thursday. remiCs, why don't you say hello?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm glad to be here once again to see some good games. Hopefully, these two teams can definitely put up some good games. I'm looking forward to this one as well.
So yeah, tonight we have ZFZ and Triumvirate that are going to be duking it out. Triumvirate is actually up 6 points in the group stage right now, and ZFZ has yet to get any. So it will be something that this is a game that ZFZ will be taking very, very seriously. They really do need this game to keep themselves going, and to kind of secure themselves a spot in the playoffs. remiCs, what do you expect from these two teams tonight?
Well, like you said, I definitely expect ZFC to come with their tri-pants out for sure, because they need these points, and I'm sure that they want to take it to these guys and get it done, and get some points out of this one. Hopefully 6. I'm sure they're going to want to take all 3. But if Triumvirate has anything to say about that, we'll see how the games go. Indeed,
we will. Yeah, and as you said, they will be coming with basically their teeth bared and everything that they can possibly do. And I'm not sure if we are supposed to be on Permafrost first. I believe that should be the first map, but we are on Kata for whatever reason. So I guess we're going to be playing that one first. So there will be a slight change in my setup here. It's going to be a little awkward, but it'll be what it is. For those of you that did read the Reddit post, we did get a little something special from the lovely Holmes from IDK, the man who put up the Wilderzone website, which we will be showing you in between maps, and you'll get to see what that is. So it'll be pretty cool. But we've got about 30 seconds until the game starts here. I am going to bring everyone into game here, and we will get going momentarily here. So just doing a rundown of the rosters real quick here on Triumvirate. We've got Black Walt, Speed Racer, Fingerstyle, Prepaid Lennon, Lufa, Acetong, Eckerjay, and on Diamond Sword ZFZ we've got Esteban, aka Gien2. I'm not sure how to really say that, to be completely honest. Kenexai, Chambers, CRZG, Rhetorus, Implosions, and more. So we are live here. This is the first map, and I almost forgot to get this thing started here. So let me start both these scripts for the in-between thing, and then we will get right into the action. Okay, we are good to go. So
interesting to note that ZFC doesn't have Kudos. I just noticed. Unfortunately, Kudos is a big part of their offense. Won't make it tonight, or at least for this map.
Yeah, and he is usually a pretty big linchpin of their offense. He's a beast in Brute with that pistol, to say the least, and he just does really make people's lives hell on offense. Looking over here, it looks like the ZFC offense has gotten off to a really good start here. Eckerjay already getting taken out, and Moore coming up to do some harass on the stand, but he just gets splattered all over the place. Capper's coming in right now. Here comes Esteban. He is out with this thing. He's got good speed, and he is gone. Looks like on the other side, Prepaid Lennon came in, and Rhetorus just splattered him all over the stand, and that was not going anywhere. The only person between Esteban and the stand right now is Speed Racer, so he's going to have to see if he can pull something off, but he misses his shots, and here comes the crash from Triumvirate, trying to stop him from getting his first cap in basically a minute, and there we go. This is looking like it's going to be kind of one-sided right off the bat here. What are your thoughts, remiCs?
That was close there at the stand on that cap. Actually, they almost turned it into a little bit of a scramble there. But actually, ZFC's elected to go with the double cap, like I expected, or like it's to be expected on Kata. And the first cap went down pretty early. The clear was late for it. Actually, Kingside's out on this other side now, and you see now the double cap is kind of taking place. He's out pretty clean.
Yeah, and one thing that I do want to mention is, oh wow, that was kind of an awkward rock bounce. I don't think he meant to do quite that right there. Puts him off trajectory quite a bit there, but Implosion is coming out to meet him, so he's got some good cover. One thing I do want to note is, oh, nice stop by Fingerstyle and a great return, saving that thing from being cap number 2, stopping the chain cap right in their tracks, or so I would like to say, but here comes Esteban. He's probably about 15 seconds out on his route as well, and they are completely controlling the pace of this game and really not letting the Triumvirate guys get any breathing room. And here he comes, and he almost gets out with it, but he gets splattered right on the little pillar on the base. So now is about the time that the Triumvirate guys need to strike back.
Oh yeah, that was a nice block there by Black Waltz, actually. Yeah, the double cap. See, it doesn't have to be exactly timed on this map to, for one of them to be able to get out. It's always a threat. It's hard to spot the cap routes that are coming in until it's too late. King's Eye's out clean here. That's another cowboy cap.
Yeah, and that seems to be what, they got the first clear off, which just sort of set the tide for everything, and then they're just running with this thing, and they're really making it hard on him. But Eckerj, nice snipe there, under duress from CRZG, and still pops one off to try and stop this, and Lufa is going to be right on top of this flag. Let's see if he can make a play of this. Implosions and Esteban are right on top of him, and he does get chained out. So this is going to be something, this is going to be a bit of a scramble for the Triumvirate guys, and they are getting cleaned up pretty nicely, but all these guys are pretty low. They could still make something of this.
That was well played by ZFC. Instead of panicking and trying to get to the stand as soon as possible, what they did was they took a position on that little hill and decided to battle them out and focus fire, all the enemies together there from Triumph.
And look at this crash right here. There is literally the entire team coming through, and they are just doing everything they possibly can to get this return, and they do get it. Fingerstyle with a nice save right there. But I did spy Kenixai. I'm not sure. How do you say that name?
Kengzai?
Yeah.
Kengzai, probably?
Okay.
That's how I say it. Oh!
Wow. And he bounced way up there, and that could be either great or terrible. I think he's above the skybox right now, so he can't get sniped by Eckerj. Because I saw a snipe hit his feet, but it didn't actually do any damage, and yeah, the chain bullets can't even hit him. So he is going to be coming straight down to his stand off that thing. And this is gonna be interesting to see what happens here. And a little LOL coming out from Fingerstyle.
Full health, no problem, easy peasy.
And a nice save by Acid right there. Last second play, and people are still crashing in everywhere. Speed Racer, is that Speed Racer? Yeah, Speed Racer, the last one here. They do get that return and put themselves up 2-0, pretty quick in this game. So ZFC definitely, as you said, coming out with their try-hard pants on.
Yeah, I mean, this might be exactly why Kudos is not in the game. This double cap threat is really strong, obviously, for apparent reasons. It's just, like I said, really hard to spot the cap. So even if it's off-timed with the clear, it's still, a huge threat, if not spotted.
Yeah, and it's something that they're not giving them enough time to really spot any of them just by running that double cap. And they seem to be synced up pretty well as far as their spacing goes. But looking over here, it does look like Triumvirate is doing the same thing to them. They're running Lufa and Prepaid Lenin as double cap as well, but you can see Kenixai and Esteban coming in on shadowed routes here, and Kenixai is out with this thing, but he does seem to have taken a little bit of damage on the way through. He's down to about half health, but he's got some good escort, and Esteban is right behind him. So let's take a look at the other stand here, and Rhetorus with another nice stop right there, stopping Prepaid Lenin dead in his tracks, and I did not see Lufa die or K out.
He's coming in?
Oh, he is coming in, and there we go. He does get out with it. That is the first flag we have really seen move for the Triumvirate guys. So this is something that right now they need to capitalize on this for, if nothing more than just a little confidence booster, because right now they've been just getting run all over by the ZFC guys.
Yeah, and Lufa's in Soldier. Honestly, even if the snipes did connect there, it wouldn't have done much. They need a Nitron and a Crash here in order to get this flag back. We'll see how they play it out.
And it doesn't look like they are taking their time. They are, making sure this gets in nice and easy, not rushing it, and there we go. They're going to put that cap on the board, and that is exactly what they needed. Hopefully this is the turning of the tide, and there's Chambers up on the hill, just sniping the defense, picking off people left and right. This is something very similar to what we see Immune doing in a lot of his games, just being a menace, basically.
Yeah, well, Chambers, I think the reason he pushed up is because he wanted to get some extra snipes off, on the other side. Once that capper got out of line of sight on his side, so he probably just skied up to the hill. And, from there, you might as well use your positioning now to, go ahead and spot cappers, hopefully get shots on cappers, maybe help clear D, whatever you could do from that position.
And that's exactly what he did. He did manage to pick off one of the D. It wasn't perfectly timed, but hey, I mean, it's something that just puts a little more pressure on there, and it's better than K'ing out and just wasting your time. So.
Exactly. You got 10 seconds. And who knows if there's another cap lined up like ZFC's been doing all game.
Right. And it does look like both cappers landed at about the same time there. So this is again, there goes Triumvirate starting to get in their groove, and Prepaid Lennon out with another grab here, and he is heading home. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot on him. He's got some good escort. Implosions is crashing through mid, so he is the first one. And those Nitrons just barely missed, but it does look like that's going to be another cap for Triumvirate. And here we go, two caps just to answer back to their the three that ZFC put up on the board right off the bat. So this is looking like it is going to be a game. It is not going to be a shutout. It may not be a cap out, at least maybe not from the side we were expecting.
Yeah, the timing has been great for Triumvirate here, actually, because they've been able to basically, after ZFC run, ends a run on offense, right at that time when they're spawning in and heading out for another run, here comes the capper and he's out. So even the offense is really not in a position to make a play. So if they could keep that timing going, that might work out in their favor here.
Yeah, and that'd be great to see. And the one capper did go splat on the for the ZFC guys already, and it looks like Prepaid Lennon is coming in on a. I'm not really sure what kind of route this is. It's going to be coming through the tower there, and it's a Raider route. Wow, nicely executed. That was I lost sight of him for a second there, and I was wondering if it was like, oh no, of all the places that it could have landed. Oh, that's terrible.
He's got a teammate following it up, though. I mean, ZFC's nowhere in position. Actually, the Raider was his teammate on with Raider Jammer.
That worked out really well then. That was, I'm not sure if they planned that or if it was just coincidence, but that did work out incredibly well. And, looking here, we've got, potentially the third cap here, and there we go. They've tied it up. I'm thoroughly impressed with the Triumvirate guys. This is something that, they were down in the dumps right off the bat here, and then they just smack back with 3 caps back to back to back.
It's just not letting up, not giving up. At any time, the timing of Tribes can sort of work out, in your favor. You just got to keep going, stay at it, and that's what they've been doing, man. It's paying off. It's great to see.
Yeah, and so now, revisiting the, the statement that, why not run double cap on this map? Do you think the not having Kudos around is maybe playing a detrimental role, and they should have been running 1 cap and 3 clear? What do you think about that?
It's possible it could be working out better for them. Who's to say? You really don't know, but the threat of double cap on this map is just too strong to look past. More so than a great clear might be, I guess, on this map specifically. Nice, but that never know.
And a nice stop on the first capper that came in by Black Waltz. He was unfortunately unable to stop Kenixai here. And there's that bounce again. I'm not sure if they're hitting that quite right. I'm not a capper myself, so I'm guessing that one's supposed to bounce him a slightly different direction rather than up. But Fingerstyle is right in front of him here. And looks like the flag is out on the other side as well. I completely missed that. And it looks like we are going into our very first standoff of the game here. With the score and the amount of time that you see on here, you probably would not expect that, but this is really going to be, I think, where it's going to come down to brass tacks on who really wins these maps, is who's going to win on the standoffs. Because both these teams have been able to get flags out very clean and escort very well, so we will see whether the fragging power is greater on the ZFC or the Triumvirate side.
Oh yeah, this is what it comes down to. You know, they both displayed the capping power and the double cap, the clear, you know, and the escort, upper escort, and making great plays. But now here comes a standoff. It's gonna be the pivotal point in the game. You know, this is pretty huge actually.
Right, and I mean, it couldn't really be timed much better. You know, it's almost exactly halfway through the map here. So I mean, it's something that this could literally be the turning of the tide for one team or the other. It could be the shutdown of the caps that have been going out for ZFC, or it could be the continuation of those caps for Triumvirate. And we'll see what they opt to run with here.
Absolutely. The key thing here is, as you see, Black Waltz is going down for Triumvirate there. I'm not sure if he's on offense. It looks like he was on their offense. This is where it's really important to make sure that everybody gets together and hits it at the same time, because it could be that return that makes the biggest difference, you know?
Exactly. And looking over here, it looks like the Triumvirate guys are in a lot of trouble here. If Conk does go out, this thing is... Oh, he just barely misses the thrust, but remiCs is going to get that, and it looks like this thing is going home. I do not see anyone on the stand, and looks like ZFC is going to regain their lead after after 3 unanswered caps. They finally do strike back and you know, put a little you know, sort of pat these Triumvirate guys on the head and say, nope, not this time.
Oh, Triumvirate is down a man right now, actually, now that I notice.
Oh,
they have 6
right.
on the board. I'm not sure how long that's been the case, but...
Yeah, that would be interesting to know how long it's been that they have they've been running with 6, because the offense did seem a little shy there, so it may have been from basically the beginning of that standoff that they were running with 6. So that would that may have turned out differently had they had all 7 of their players on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking here, it looks like Prepaid Lennon and remiCs have just crossed paths. J has spotted remiCs, and he knows he's coming in. But the question is, does he know that Esteban's coming in from a back to front right now? And he does not, and that was beautifully done. I think that route was run intentionally high profile so that he would get out nice and clean. And looks like Speed's the last one here, but he's not going to be able to stop this. And there is the 5th cap for ZFC. They are just brutal with the timing on that. So they have they've definitely switched something up, and they have gotten things moving. And it does look like they have got their 7th player back in on Triumvirate. So
yes. If you notice, actually, that looked a lot like ZFC's first clear, where they had the LO in the position, killing and distracting everybody, and the chaps were coming in at basically the same time. It looks like, you know, they have it pretty well timed there. It looked a lot like it because of the reset. The standoff basically set a hard reset on the 2 teams, so they have to, you know, start from scratch, start pushing across, and kind of go back to their starting play.
Yeah, and it does seem like, you know, that sort of just gets everything off balance, and, you know, that's kind of how ZFC runs, just, you know, throw them off balance as best they can, and then just continue to keep them off balance, and it's working out pretty well. And a nice E-grab by Speed Racer and Acid there, but it's not going to make a difference, unfortunately, and there's just an instant grab right off the stand. Not sure what happened there. I didn't catch it on camera.
Ooh. Did you catch that bounce there by Prepaid?
Oh, I'm guessing it was the off the rock off the top of the tunnel.
Yes, straight across.
He was actually
from over
the. He was running that in pregame, and it's a heck of a route. And this flag is down on the field. J is the only one left alive here. He's just clearing people up.
He's making plays.
Oh my God! Implosions with 74 health left. He cleaned up 3 people all on his own. J almost being the MVP of that situation. Well, he was the MVP of that situation regardless.
Yeah, man, that almost. That would have been a huge play by him. Nice, well done. Either way.
Yeah, you know, definitely a you know, my hats off to J right there. A very nice play and a very nice attempt to put themselves back up. But you know, even though the caps have been fired off pretty quick by the ZFC guys, this game is by no means over. 9 caps in, you know, almost twice as many minutes. A little less than that is, you know, that's a lot of caps for any Tribes game. We don't usually see that many happen.
Right. If you notice, Triumvirate's getting a little slower to move across the field here. I don't know if you know, I don't know if they were trying to help out on clearing, but the offense of ZFC. But it looks like ZFC is about to hit with their full strength, and
and looking at it,
nobody's
actually,
over on.
J just cleaned up one of them. Esteban's really low, but here he comes. He gets the conk, and it almost goes right to CRZG. But looks like they're going to be able to hold on to this for now, clean that up.
Nice. Well done.
And we will see if there's anything still alive on the other side. Looks like they're kind of just filtering in. They do seem like they're a little disorganized at the moment, so they're going to have to just regroup to really get something moving here. Because right now, ZFC is sitting very pretty, one cap away. All they got to do is win this standoff. They could easily just go 4D 3-0 and just continue sending paths in there and try and get the Jesus conk and be done with it.
Yeah, you could do that. I know that a lot of teams decide to do that sometimes. We've done it before, and it almost felt like a mistake because there's been times where we're stacking D thinking, let's just stretch the time. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they return the flag, and you have 4 guys on the side of the field. All of a sudden, that really can't do anything about it,
Yeah.
So it's like it could create a pretty bad situation. So they have to be careful on the decision making they make here. Because wait, are they about to?
But there they go. They do. The Triumvirate does end up getting a return, so they are back in this. There's a couple people in front of Fingerstyle here, and he's getting chewed apart pretty quick, but he does get that cap, and that is exactly what they needed. That was do or die right there, and actually the Triumvirate guys did go 4D 3-0 there, so they managed to pull that off with a short defense or a short offense. But I think they knew the pressure was on. They could not lose that flag.
Yeah, that was wow. They're right back in this. I mean, there's still 7:30 on the clock, and here goes that reset I was talking about. It all depends on how clean they make it from this point forward. The defense has to hold, and the offense has to get that flag out. They got plenty of time.
Yeah, and it does seem like the ZFC guys are just a little quicker at shooting those routes off, because there's Esteban already going out on a route. He's going to come right over the turret and into that flag stand. Remor is already clearing this thing, and I don't think they did see him, and he gets splattered all over the stand, and that is in a nice spot right there. That is going to be very, very effective for them. So that play is all but dead, and now let's see if the Triumvirate guys can make something happen here.
Did you see what just almost happened there? Curious George was trying to pass it back up to the stand so that Kingseye could actually grab it.
Oh, I
was actually going to say, yeah, prepaid Lennon is actually out through the mid.
And I heard the Raider fire from over there, and I think they did the same thing. They had the Raider with the jammer basically in there trying to, wow, nice stop there, and oh god, that was really close.
Nice grab too.
Nicely done by Triumvirate right there. Keeping that flag alive. They are. I mean, even under this much pressure, they are doing great work to keep this alive, and this cap is all but in the bag, I would say.
Yeah, if this is clean, they got it.
Oh, but here comes Kenixai, and this might spell... Oh, a nice block by Black Waltz right there, preventing that from being what could have potentially been the last cap of the game. But 6-5 with 6 minutes left to go. This is incredibly close. I don't think many people were expecting it to be this close.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, it started out 3-0. This does not look like a game that started out that way, And then, Triumvirate came back to get, 3 unanswered points, and it's kind of got crazy from there. So yeah, it's been back and forth. I'm loving seeing the timing of the offense. It plays such a huge role in it.
Yeah, and I mean, these 2 routes going out for ZFC are perfectly timed. They're going to hit the stand at just about the exact same time, and it's going to be something that this could spell disaster for them. But we'll see. It looks like prepaid Lennon is heading out, and Kenixai is running a very bizarre route. Look at this thing. I do not know what this is, but he is coming in, and he's coming in fast, and oh, a nice block by Black Waltz right there, preventing that from going anywhere. That thing was blind.
That's the way right there to stop a double cap. You stop one, and then you gain control of your flag off of the stand. It negates the second cap completely, and that's really the way to do it. I actually saw that route one time coming over the tower there. I saw Tasty run it one time against us. I was trying to spot Alo up on that hill, and luckily spotted him. And I was like, wait, what is this?
Yeah, it was very bizarre. I was wondering where he was going with that route, and all of a sudden he just comes up and over the tower, and I'm like, what the heck is this? But that route looks like it would exit and do just sort of a rock bounce out from the backside of the Blood Eagle base, sort of the way you start off one of the routes over there. So I think that's probably what he was going for.
I think he's trying it again here, actually, and it's well timed again.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But they don't have much clear hitting the stand at the same time this time around, though. Carry short is there. Never mind.
And here he goes, and he does get out with it. Let's see where he goes with it. And Glufa is out on the other side. Oh, he bounces off the rib. That is very, very very low level of, or a very high level of difficulty there, and a very low degree of that you can screw it up and really make it out with that. But this looks like it might be the final cap here. Everyone's crashing
what a
through.
Nitron!
And holy crap, I missed it. And but they're gonna hold on to this for now. But it looks like the entire team is crashing through mid, as they should. And remiCs, I think you should be running camera tonight. I am just missing every big play. This is ridiculous.
It happens, man. It happens. You can't follow everything. There's so much action. But it was actually fingerstyle that got the Nitron coming over the right side hill through mid there. Just, flying down from up in the sky. Got a long-range Nitron. Very nice.
And there we go.
But there it is.
The final cap, and that is the end of map 1 right there. A pretty convincing first map for ZFZ, even though it was 7-5. I do feel like they sort of controlled that match more than Triumvirate did.
Yeah, they definitely did display a little more, at least on the defensive end, a little more, control. I don't know if that speaks to the double cap timing or anything really, but I mean, at least we know we got some games ahead. This was good.
Yeah, and for whatever reason here, let's see here, the thing that I was talking about, let's see if it updates properly. So far it's not looking too great, unfortunately. Nope, it did not update properly, so hopefully it'll work on the next map, which I'm going to start as soon as we get going here. But the next map we are going to be playing on is going to be Permafrost, and let me go like this. So, what do you think was the sort of deciding factor on that map, remiCs? As far as
I think it came down to the. Well, I think it came down to the timing of the two cappers. Actually, they were just that much closer, I think, than Triumvirate was able to pull off on the ZFC side. I think it came down to that, and just a tiny bit better clear timing. Just the timing in general, as far as the offense is concerned, definitely great. And to speak to their defense, they held when they needed to. Same as Triumvirate's actually. They held what needed to just to be able to get back into that game. So both teams playing well. It's just a little tighter on the ZFC side.
Gotcha. And so going into Permafrost, do you think we're going to see something similar to that, or do you think one team's going to have an advantage over the other?
It's hard to say. I haven't seen ZFZ on this map personally, and I haven't played them on this map. It does seem like some of the newer teams, ZFZ being one of the oldest teams in the game actually. Some of the newer teams have better time or have adjusted better to some of the newer maps because they've kind of been born into it with the maps just part of the game. But I can't say for sure as far as ZFZ goes. So I guess I'm in for a treat. Find out how these two teams run the map.
Indeed, and it does look like there's going to be a sub coming in for Triumvirate here, or they are just stacking teams. I'm not sure what's going on there, but they may be pulling in. I'm not sure who they'd be pulling in. Maybe Schmickeldorf. I was talking to you about Schmickeldorf before the game, how he's been a force to reckon with in the PUG games, and he has been, he's just a terrifying sniper. So maybe we'll see an appearance from him here, and that would be actually pretty cool to see how he performs on this, because this is one of those maps where if you can get those spots, you can really, really shut down the opposing team. Period, just because the routes do take so long to set up.
Yeah, I was actually expecting to see him. I heard about him actually just before the match. I haven't been able to check him out myself, and I was expecting to see him there. So we'll see, I guess.
And there he is. Actually, he is in the game, so we are gonna be able to see Schmickeldorf and how he's going to play this. And from your perspective, remiCs, this will be really interesting, just because you are a competitive sniper. So you can give some really interesting insight into what Schmickeldorf is doing and how he's playing this map.
5, 4.
Absolutely. I think on this map it's important for snipers to be able to control a certain area where they can spot caps effectively. So the high hills, it's up to the yellow to sort of push them or force them off of that hill more towards the stand, or into the hands of the other clear. So we'll see how he adapts to the pressure that ZFZ is going to be able to put on him.
And from your perspective, you know, where should a sniper be on this map?
Well, there's the two obvious side hills. It takes a different level of coordination to be able to do anything aside from the more standard. You're either on the side, right side, left side to spot an incoming and outgoing caps and get the easiest shots on them, incoming and outgoing. You know, the two side hills on the right and left, right off of the base. Other than that, you know, you'll see a sniper sometimes push up to midfield, side of the field, things like that, but that has to be coordinated with somebody else. That can't just be the sniper decides to all by himself go on the side, because it might not work out. The capper might be going the other way and you might be completely out of the play, you know? So we'll see what he decides to do. It doesn't look like he's deciding to stay up on the high hill, as is Chambers. He's either on the stand or high hills, so we'll see.
Indeed, we will. And I have played against him on this map in Pugs, and I don't know how he does it, but he managed to see me like all the way across the map, or my capper, and it's just like, what do I do? What do I do, man?
Well, I mean, the direct counter to that is either a double cap, a clear, like a walkout llama style / escort. Also, soldier routes, because soldiers could take more DPS and soak up all the shots. If you time that with a double cap, it can, you know, the second cap could be more of a threat as a result, you know, things like that. Also, just clearing the sniper in time. When you're most exposed, when you're at your lowest and most vulnerable as a capper, you tell him, I need him dead now, and somebody hopefully is there in position to make it happen.
And here we go with Prepaid Lennon. He looks like they have done just that to the ZFC guys. This is the first real clean grab we have seen, and he is gone already. There is a ton of ZFC right on his ass, but they are not going to be able to do anything. This is something that this is going to be cap number 1, and there we go. 0-1 in favor of Triumvirate, just under, or just over 2 minutes into the game, and they have taken the first point on this map, and we will see if they can maintain this momentum. It may be something that, you know, as you said, you know, this team was sort of born into this map, where ZFC was a team that didn't really, they didn't really come into comp playing this. This was one that got put in later, so it may be something that, as you said, the newer teams are a lot more accustomed to this and, you know, have a tendency to practice it more, or just be, you know, better at it because they're just more comfortable.
Oh yeah. You know, sometimes some of the vets are a little reluctant to try the new maps, but you know, with the new season, including them, I'm sure we'll see. You know, some of the older teams, my team incled, getting better at some of these maps. But yeah, that was textbook by Triumvirate, man. That was wow. I mean, defense held. It was just clean return, clean time cap. Great.
And there we go again, Prepaid Lennon out with it, but he does get chained down. Looks like he took a bunch of damage on the stand, so that is not going anywhere. But on the other side, it does look like we've got some a little bit of textbook return here. Maybe not quite anymore, but Hoff did go down, Sniper went down, and Esteban is coming into the stand, and he does get conked right on the stand, I believe from fingerstyle. Very nice stop there. Black Waltz was, you know, off stand, so he could not get the stop on that, and fingerstyle just filling in right when he needed to.
Yes, that was nice. Well done. Well done. It looks ZFC sitting sort of pretty here on their side. I'm not sure if they're trying to sync up their caps over on Triumvirate's side, but I don't think they need to slow down is the reason I'm pointing it out. I think they, you know, need to keep the pressure up. Maybe they were helping with that defensive hold there. I'm not sure.
No, I definitely agree with you on that. It worked out incredibly well for them last map, so, you know, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, they just got to keep it going, and it looks like they're actually getting right back to it, so we'll see if they can get another one out here.
And here comes Prepaid Lennon onto the stand, and he misses the flag. That was unfortunate. Yeah, that's the end of that play right there. But anyhow, to the other side, we've got Amor just doing a little spam, Kenexai doing some clear, so it does look like they're just running the one capper this time around, and it is Esteban, and he is about 5 seconds out from the stand, and it is not looking real pretty. Blackwell is right on top of this thing. He sees him coming in. I do not see him going anywhere, and just as I say that, he gets out with it after bouncing off the Hoff, and there's the caster's curse, and he tried to do the turret bounce, but it did not work. Oh, and a nice conk by fingerstyle right there, but odds are he will have that. Yep, he does get that return, and that almost went in Esteban's favor. I mean, bouncing off the Hoff like that was very fortuitous, but he didn't quite get the turret bounce, which kind of put a kink in the plans there.
Yeah, it didn't work out as planned, unfortunately, man, because, you know, that would have shot him straight across to a stand. That would have been nice. Well done there, but unfortunately it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, indeed. And Eckerjay, normally their sniper is actually running inf right now. Kind of an interesting dichotomy right there is that the sniper runs inf on offense when another sniper's in. So kind of interesting. Just a little point of note. But
Yeah, actually, I saw him try to get the body block there on King's Eye as he was coming in. He was playing in front stand, and he was able to knife out Curious George and keep him off the sniper for a second. Then he went for the body block. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get it.
And there we go, Pre-Babe Lennon out again with this route. He gets sniped once, gets sniped twice. He has broken line of sight with the sniper. Now it is up to the Crash and the ZFC offense to make something of this. He's only got 200 health, and Implosions is coming right in on him. He's not that far behind, and he could chain him out right here. Does not look like the bullets are hitting, though, and there is Curious George, and oh, he does take him out at the last second. This thing's bouncing. Curious George is...
Oh!
Oh, that was close, and Lufa picks this thing up. I do not see the Crash coming quick enough. They might beat him. And he... Oh, gosh, the inventory station. The Puppy Kisses meta has officially ruined this cap for Triumvirate right there.
Yeah, that didn't work out for him at all.
I mean, you can't get any more unfortunate than that. I mean, he had that cap, and he stops in the inventory station and gives them just enough time to actually get in there and get the E-Crab. That was pretty classic right there.
I guess it takes away the freak chance that possibly as Esteban was grabbing there, he could have killed him and made the return / grab. That might have happened too.
I suppose I mean, that's one way to look at it is, that may have prevented them from flat out losing that cap as opposed to, just going into possibly what could be a standoff here.
Oh, Eckerjay trying to make that happen over there.
And it does look like the ZFC guys have got some good escort on this, so this is looking like it's going to be the first standoff of Permafrost here, and from what we saw in the only standoff we had otherwise, Triumvirate seemed to come out on top, even just with 3 on offense, and so they've got the 4 that they'll be sending out there. I'm not sure what their standard is, but we'll see if they can pull off the same thing against ZFC and see if they just frag a little harder than ZFC does.
Yeah, it looks like ZFC only has, because they're just setting up now, so Triumvirate sort of has the advantage where they're able to sort of already be set up on their defensive and allowing their offense to move it up a little earlier, even though ZFC is actually clearing it up now because they stacked a little bit. They only had a couple players on Triumvirate's side.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like either team really has a significant advantage right now. The ZFC guys did push in on the Triumvirate guys. They need a shorter name. That is.
I wish we could. I was thinking on how to shorten that up. I'm not really sure. Triumph. I mean, like, what do you do? I don't know.
I might just start calling them Tri. Although that could have some bad connotations to it, so maybe not.
Right.
I want to call them Envy just because it 2 syllables, and but at the same time, I want to respect the fact that they are a different team, so to speak. So it's
right.
But anyhow, looking over here, it looks like Schmickeldorf is actually running Infiltrator now. He is running Reach and Sonic Punch, so he's going for the sneaky return on this thing.
ZFC might be returning this one on the other side.
And oh my god, the knife from Black Waltz on Esteban. That was great.
Wow.
It's unfortunate that went home because that was a great play by Black Waltz. He gets up in his face and he's like, "Get away from me."
Here goes the E-grab for Triumvirate. They're doing what they have to here to just try to keep the play alive.
And it does look like they've got a little bit of chase on them, but hopefully they've got some good crash coming down midfield to prevent this from going home again. And it does look like they've got some good escort. Finger and Echo are both here.
Yeah, they're making the smart play here. The only surety you do have is the fact that you're holding onto their flag right now. Anything other than that, anything can happen, really. So they decide as a team to go ahead and escort, set back up, and go for another try at the standoff.
And Schmickeldorf got a conk right there, and he almost got the solo return. So, they had one person crashing on it, and everyone else just escorting. And as you said, making the smart play. And since they are up 1 point, this could be a 1-point match. I mean, it's very possible that we could see that. Just from the way these defenses have been playing and just the teams, how they've been playing in general. They've been very on top of making sure, caps have not gone out with any amount of relative ease.
Right, as I said that actually,
Oh
Prepaid
my
Lennon
god,
seems to be
I
sort of
completely
alone
missed
here.
that. The flag got returned for the Triumvirate guys, and I just completely missed the play.
I actually wasn't on that side either, man. We gotta actually start splitting ourselves, man. You know, just mention what side you're looking at. I'll look at the other side because there's too much.
There really is, and you know these. Normally, it's not that bad to capture all the action, but man, I mean, I am just missing things left and right tonight. It is horrible. So for everyone out there that is watching, I am so sorry that I keep missing these things. But looking over here, it looks like Chambers has... okay, he's just escorting. I thought he pushed out and he was doing some O-sniping on the Triumvirate defense.
Esteban keeping this alive, surprisingly. 2 guys on his tail. They've been on his tail, and he's been alone for the longest time now.
And it looks like he is going to clean up Prepaid Lennon. Speed Racer is also there. Lufa gets cleaned up. Speed Racer gets cleaned up. Rhetorist coming out, and from the stand, it looks like he's running super heavy in raids. So he was he walked all the way out here from his stand to go escort. And here we go. The super heavy walk back home is what they're doing here.
Yeah, hopefully he was just spawning in, so he spawned up on a high point instead of the stand, because that would have took forever.
Yeah, but here we go. They've got some more crash coming in on this, and son of a bitch, I missed it again. The return happened, and oh wow, nice shot by Black Waltz there.
Oh!
I did catch that though. That is something I'm glad I caught. That was great.
Was that Lufa?
I'm not sure who that was, but that was a mid-air return and a very, very nice play by Triumvirate. So I'm thoroughly impressed by both these teams right now. Triumvirate, I don't think they look at the last map as really a loss since it was so close, and they are just, you know, they are fighting tooth and nail here. They want to take a map off these guys. They want to take both maps off them if they can.
Yeah, this is a slugfest here, man. Yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, they just huge play to basically keep their lead here and keep some comfort in the game and some sense of control. And let's see if they could, you know, carry it out.
Yeah, it's going to be... Oh, and here we go. There is a route that is out, and he gets sniped out almost instantly by Schmickeldorf. I don't even know where Schmickeldorf... Oh, there he is. He was up on the hill. So that was basically a 90... Oh, and a nice pick by remiCs right there, right in the field, keeping this thing moving. And that is why you run... basically routes right behind each other, the ghosted routes. So...
Will Prepaid Lennon beat him to the stand here? I don't think so. No, he's not going to.
No, it doesn't look like it. So this is going to be a cap for them, and they're going to tie it up. But there is the answer grab, and he is out with this pretty well. So it may have been all for naught, that closing of the
Oh,
gap.
nice snipes, though.
Oh, yeah.
Chambers, nice, very nice.
And Implosion is right on his tail, so this may go south. 2 chain bullets will take him out. But he is coming into a stand that is looking pretty friendly, and here we go. He is going to get that cap, and there we go. They you know, tie it up, and it's right back to where it was now. So ZFZ, you know, just could not hold on to that. I'm not sure if in the spur of the moment they just got a little excited and it didn't work out. But man, that was the way you do it right there. You know, if you can't get the E grab, go for the cap.
Yeah, man, very, very important to keep them on toes like this. Also, not let them feel any sense of comfort on the ZFC side. If they want to, if you know, Triumvirate wants to pull this out, they have to keep this pressure up, not let up at all, and you know, answering caps right away like that is something that's going to keep ZFC on their toes and really struggling to hold any kind of control in the game.
And oh wow, Fingerstyle with a nice kill on Amor right there, going 2 against 1 with remiCs and Amor, and he just smacks him with the midair and takes him right out. So very nicely done. A little bit of a duel right there. It's always nice to see those sort of individual feats happening. And
wow,
nice stop by Rhetorist right there. That was a really great stop.
Did you see Implosions on the other side? He's soldier midair, the other capper. They were pretty close time there, the 2 cappers.
Yeah, I did not catch that, but yeah, I mean, the defense is pretty much locked down. I think they now realize that they really cannot let any more caps out, because that other one was, you know, all but a cowboy cap, just because it was not looking too pretty. But Amor right there gets stopped by Black Waltz right on the stand. Very well timed by Black Waltz. That he was moving, so that would have gone home very easily had he not done that.
Here's an interesting you know, the strategic decision to point out from, actually, now that I say that, cast his curse, I guess, Chambers has been running snipe from the stand all game long, and I'm wondering if it's because of the LO pressure that he was feeling. He decided to go ahead and stay closer to his teammates there. What I don't see from Triumvirate to capitalize on this is the heavy play, getting in the stand as Brute, coming up right in time for the clear, the spam coming from the side. It looks like more timed clear, which is working out for them, sure. But they might be able to take a little more advantage of the fact that they're deciding to all play so clustered up on the stand.
Yeah, and Amor here out on the other side, completely clean. Esteban is on Schmickeldorf, the sniper, and Prepaid Lenin is out with it as well. So we are going into what looks like maybe another standoff, barring one of these players making a big play. Hopefully one that I do not miss for the 4th time tonight. I'm still kicking myself for all that, but yeah, I mean it's looking it's looking pretty good, and I really don't know which way to call this this time around, just because the flags have been returned by the respective parties a number of times now, just on, freak plays.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. You never know what could happen in the game of Chives, man. It's like, none of it is in anybody's control. I mean, scrambles are exactly that. Nobody really has control of them.
And this
Scrambles
thing is out on the other side. Don't know if that was a conk or just a bad pass or what there, but I have got my finger on the flag hotkeys here, just so that I am not missing anything this time around.
This is ZFC. Yeah, they were just making a pass there. I'm actually watching their side. If you want to maybe take a look at the other.
Yeah, holler at me really loud if something cool is about to happen. But looking over here, looks like Esteban is setting up for the Jesus Conk to come in for the Triumvirate guys. And the flag was just passed off. Curious George, Esteban, and I don't see anyone else on their side that's going to be crashing in. I'm not sure if one of them got cleaned up. There's Amor, okay. So they've got that going on, and it does look like ZFC might be in a little bit of trouble here. Implosions is a little bit low, but that does get cleaned up, and Lufa's the only one left here, so they are probably going to be able to hold on to that.
Yes, they did a great job of clearing them and focus firing there. Actually, I saw it looked like something could have happened, and it could have if it was a little better timed. 2 players showed up on their own there, and then Lufa came in a little late, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it looks like on the other side, the Triumvirate guys are cleaning up the last of this push here. Amor and Curious George are the only ones here. Curious George very low. Amor getting that way, he just gets chained out, and Curious George is the only one left. So barring a freakish barrage from him here, he will go down.
Here goes a crash on ZFZ though, actually. This is a pretty serious one here.
Yeah, and I am over here, and it looks like, yeah, they take him down, and Implosions is on this, Chambers is on this, grenades, oh, that's going home right there. That was well executed. And they only have one person. They have Kenixai over here, and Triumvirate is looking to put point number 3 on the board here for themselves. And oh no, Finger, where are you going? Finger, where are you going, dude?
Oh no.
That's not the way to the flag stand. That was a little scary right there.
Okay, so they got it.
They got it, but I was a little terrified right there. I'm just sitting here going, dude, no, not that way.
Well, Kengzai was able to get how does he do it with that ping? He got like a really nice chain on him as he was coming into the stand there. So he actually decided to cut line of sight on him instead of going straight for the flag there, and giving him an opportunity to make a play on the flag, which is what I think he did there. As far as that crash from Triumvirate, it was perfect. They came from all 4 sides and at the same time on that one.
Yeah, you really can't get much better time than that right there. And looking at the Triumvirate stand here, Kenixai is over here doing a little harass, and he's got Black Waltz down pretty low. Esteban's about 5 seconds out, and he's got him very well distracted. And oh, a nice midair there, and Esteban is out with this thing. Schmickeldorf misses his first snipe, and there's the turret bounce. That's what he was looking for that one time before. And on the other side, there is some crash over here. Lufa's coming in. I don't know where Prepaid Lenin is, but they've got enough here. Okay, there's Prepaid Lenin. He is out as well. So this is looking pretty good for Triumvirate right now. They've got a ton of bodies on this side of the field. All that chain coming in on Esteban. Little bit terrifying right there, and he is looking like he is, yep, he just punts this thing off towards Chambers, who just respawned, trying to keep this thing alive, and Chambers just barely misses the pick, but this thing is dropped on the other side, and it gets returned, so we're going to see both flags go home, and that was highly in favor of Triumvirate.
Yeah, here goes another hard reset. I didn't see what was going on. I was actually watching the same side as you on that time as well, but yeah, both teams were able to return it, so it's a hard reset. It's going to come down to these last minutes here.
Yeah, and it's looking more and more like this is going to be Triumvirate's map here, and next we'll be going up to Bella, which you know, obviously with the recent change in the rules where, you know, you can't go up on top of the gigantic spire of the base that is below Omega, you know, I'm not really sure which way I would give that, because that map does have, you know, it is very sniper friendly.
I was able to actually play ZFZ on that map, and they were pretty strong on it. I haven't seen Triumvirate, so I can't speak to how they play the map, but maybe you know, better showing from ZFZ on that map. They did have kudos the day that I played, so that I don't know, but
there is that, right? So yeah, I mean, and that may be what's going on, is, you know, missing kudos. And wow, a nice clear by ZFZ over here. They have just completely mopped up the stand, and there goes Esteban just completely out with this thing. Doesn't do the turret bounce this time around. Probably a good idea, just because he probably would not have broken line of snipe. Wow, I can't talk tonight either.
Line of snipe, it works.
But Lufa there with an E-grab, just trying to keep this thing alive, and it's not going to be enough, I don't think. There is not enough crash, and Esteban's going to be able to get this, and there we go. They have brought it within one again, and Prepaid Lennon with just sort of a llama grab, trying to keep things moving, but you know, that's exactly what ZFC needed right there, was just another cap to close that gap just a little bit, make it feel like it's not such an insurmountable thing that they can get through.
They have 3 minutes and 30 seconds to grab onto that flag one more time to force the overtime. All they have to do is grab onto it. So they basically can fit in 2 runs if they're efficient here in their timings. They can fit in 2 runs, and they can possibly get a hold of that flag and just, you know, escort it, 7-man escort it back home, set up for a standoff, and it comes down to the standoff, whether it continues on in overtime or Triumvirate wins. So we'll see how they play it out.
Yep, and here comes Amor. Looks like they are running Esteban and Amor as cappers, which, you know, both of them are very competent cappers, and that was a little weird on my screen. Amor kind of just disappeared for me there. But here comes Esteban from the exact opposite direction. Looks like they're going really light on the clear and just going for sort of cowboy caps. And Esteban has not been spotted. Now he has been, and he just sort of bounces off the stand, and so their push is now dead. So that is unfortunate for them, and even more unfortunate is the fact that Prepaid Lennon is out yet again. Same route every single time. This is the one that has gotten them every single cap, and oh wow, that Nitron was really close, and Implosion's going for sort of the last-ditch effort here to get the return, but he's coming right into the stand, and there it is. That is all but the nail in the coffin right here.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what that is. They're not, like I said, they didn't let them get comfortable at all, and you know, that was well played by Triumvirate.
Yeah, and I have to say, you know, I think where ZFC probably went wrong this map is, you know, on Katabatic, you know, they kept the pressure on all map long, but on this one it seemed like the pressure was sort of lacking, and you know, it was just something that they allowed Triumvirate to just, you know, get into their groove and, you know, get things moving.
Yeah, this might speak to, you know, it could speak to a number of things. You know, the fact that they probably aren't heavily practiced on this map could speak to it as well. You know, the timings did seem a little loose for ZFC as far as, you know, on Kata, their timings were great. They were almost, you know, perfect. I mean, but here, it's just a lot looser. I feel like they're struggling to get that done.
Yep, and here we go, Prepaid Lennon with just another grab, and he is out very clean, just for good measure here, and it's something that, you know, I mean, this map is already over in my mind, just because, you know, 1:19 left to play, this flag out, it's just, there's really not much that ZFZ can do at this point to come back from this. But, you know, one more cap just to sort of, you know, drive the point home, I suppose.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, they have control of this flag, they have control of the next minute of the game. Because, you know, it is Tribes, it doesn't seem like ZFZ could do anything, but they probably could, you know? A quick cap home,
and a nice punt and catch. And oh wow, a nice snipe from Chambers and a return from Implosions. Holy crap. Well, you know, that was kind of ZFC's way of saying, yeah, you might be able to get it home, but you sure as hell can't cap it, can ya?
And we're not gonna make it easy for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they definitely did not give that cap up. They did not want to give up any more than they had to. But you know, kudos to Triumvirate for, you know, taking this map here. You know, they're definitely shown that they can play with the big boys.
Absolutely, yeah. And I actually expected this from them. It's gonna be interesting to see how Bella goes. Actually, like I said, I haven't seen them play it, but if they got a solid game plan, you know, this could be some great games to the end.
Yeah, and you know, we'll see what happens on the next map. I mean, this is coming down to map 3, who sort of takes the series. Obviously, the you know, the objective here is to win maps and get points, but you know, nonetheless, it is something that will come down to, you know, for the at least the betting, you know, and people's Shaz bucks.
Yeah.
Who wins this map, and you know, there may be an upset tonight. Most people probably favored ZFC coming into this match, I would say, and we'll see how that pans out. But now let's give this another go. Let's see if this works out this time. Hopefully it does.
Oh, please.
So let's see here. It should update momentarily, and if we see the time on the right settle nicely.
It's coming in.
There we go. Okay, perfect. Sweet. Okay, so you guys are in for a treat here. This is something that Holmes got set up for us. He stayed up into the wee hours of the morning to get this going so that it would be ready for this this here, and it worked out this second time, thankfully. And I am going to go ahead and show you guys this here. Let me go ahead and stop the script here. 1 second here. Okay, stop that. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this. This is really, really cool. And what it is basically it is a breakdown of what all these players did. Whoops, that is the wrong screen. That's the right one. And it says map 2 Catabatic, but that's just because that's what it was. So I'm going to just refresh this real quick, and it'll populate all the scores, and then we can sort of, you know, get into the nitty-gritty details of this. But basically what this does is it shows, you know, exactly what everyone did. And, you know, looking just at the top here, Prepaid Lenin with 11 grabs, fast grabs, and 4 caps. So, I mean, he had almost like a 50% success rate in getting that thing home and getting the caps.
Wow, that's huge.
So, I mean,
I noticed actually Prepaid Lenin's return routes were really nice. You know, that made for efficient, clean cap to grab, you know, grab to cap timings. So yeah, he did great there. I mean, yeah, that's exactly the stat that I'm paying attention to here too, Helemar, is the number of flag caps and grabs, and yeah, it shows the returns as well.
Yeah, and if you just, I mean, looking at the Triumvirate side, I mean, they were highly dominant in that area, and you know, that's, I mean, you know, 12 grabs, and I'm not sure, yeah, I'm not sure why it says 7 caps there. That's wrong, but you know, they definitely, you know, they played the game the way you're supposed to be playing it. So, you know, that says something very, very important.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if this included the first 2 maps. I guess, yeah, that 7 there is completely incorrect.
Yeah, it's and I want to reiterate to people that this is a work in progress. Holmes literally, you know, he went and he took a nap, and then he you know, he got back up, and he, you know, got me set up with all this stuff. So it's something that it's a work in progress, but it's a hell of a cool work in progress.
But it's just great to be able to have stats like these, you know, even for a team to improve on their own. They could look at something like this and say, okay, look, you know, we didn't get as many grabs as them. I mean, that speaks volumes to how the game plays out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's great to see actual stats like this, game stats, not just player stats or personal stats, but, you know, game stats for an overall competitive game like this. It's great to see it broken down.
Exactly. And yeah, I'm going to get the third one started up here so that we can sort of look at the scores on that one as well once everything is said and done. Hopefully I do it right this time, because I think the first one was just my mistake, really. But yeah, we will see how map 3 pans out here. It is 1-1, and you know, this is something where it's going to come down to the wire. You know, if we base it on the last 2 maps, you know, I would say that Triumvirate probably will come out on top, just because of the fact that they seem to play the newer maps a little bit better than ZFC. But you know, what are your thoughts, remiCs?
Well, it should be interesting. Like I said, actually, ZFC's defense should be, from what I remember, pretty solid on this map here. You know, with implosions on LD, Chambers on Stipe, and then, you know, Redders on the stand, with the type of defense that they run, they're pretty strong on this map. You know, it plays to their style of D. I can't speak to how Triumvirate runs this map. If you know, it's something like it was on Perma, where it's just they've had more practice. You know that it's not as bad on this map because you do still have the ability to escort / turn it into a midfield game / turn it into a fragging game. So we'll see how they adapt to it, both teams, and each other.
Indeed, we will, and I'm curious to see where the snipers will go now that the tip top of the towers and sort of the side part of the towers are not fair game, and Schmickeldorf is opting to sit on the rock back behind the base, and I'd say that's probably a good choice because you're going to see every angle except for basically anything that comes straight in at the flag stand, which the rest of your defense should be able to hold on to.
Right, yeah, and you might see them start to move toward, as they get a little pressure, might start to move towards stand a little bit, but both will start on a high point somewhere on a rock so you can spot caps early, either on a rock or one of the spawn towers. I don't expect them to run very close to stand just because the way that stand is enclosed, it makes mortar spam / nade spam pretty strong, but a lot of times an offense can force you there, so we'll see.
Yeah, and it does look like, neither team has really been exceedingly successful so far, but Esteban right there with really the first successful grab, despite the fact that it did get conked right on the stand. A nice save by Fingerstyle right there as he was getting chained down by Curious George to try and prevent him from getting the conk and getting that first cap out. But yeah, it seems like nobody's really been able to get a hold of the flag and really get a hold of the stand yet. Although ZFC does seem to own the Triumvirate stand at the moment, and Kenixai is coming in on a route. He is probably about 5 seconds out. He's going to bounce off this rock. Yep, there we go. And he's going to come right into the stand that does not look so friendly anymore.
No, he was spotted, so the Hoff was able to get a lot of damage there. Unfortunately, the sniper's not alive to finish this off, so he's still moving.
Yeah, and thankfully he's running safe fall, or as he would have... Oh, nice snipe by Schmickeldorf. Last second right there. But it may not matter as Implosions is right here, and Eckerjay gets taken out by Chambers at the last second as well, not able to prevent that cap from going, so...
That just tells you that the sniper timing as far as getting the sniper, dead before the capper comes in was pretty close. They had both flags crossing.
Yeah, and, they are... that was good timing by Prepaid Lennon. The flag was out on the other side, and he came in with his route, just went right with it. But he is looking pretty low here, and he punts this thing off right into the back. Probably not too risky, just because he does have more of a team presence over here. But we'll see, who can push forward and whether or not ZFC will be able to take the last map here and sort of take the series.
Right, it was a smart punt there. He had Curious George on his tail. He was pretty low. He knew that there was nobody from ZFZ on their side of the map besides Curious George, so he just punted it as far away from him as possible, straight to his teammates. So yeah, very nice play.
And it does look like ZFC is definitely the ones to get their offense ramped up a lot quicker here. Amor and Kenixai are already over here. They're already putting pressure on them, as well as Curious George. So they are right on top of things. Black Waltz is already down to less than half health. He's getting sniped by Chambers from literally across the map. And it does look like the first push is going to be shut down by Triumvirate, even though there is sort of a second wave coming in right now.
Nice crash coming in now, actually, from Triumvirate on the D side. Flag is loose. It's popped out. Only one more in the area, actually. Yeah, they were able to clean that up, actually, pretty efficiently.
And it's interesting to see where Esteban was coming in trying to do a conk, just get that thing home solo. But it's interesting to see where a lot of teams choose to hold this thing. Both these teams are sort of going right behind this spawn tower, which I think that's a good call for the most part. It's something that it's very accessible to your team. It's hard to get really snuck up on, but I've seen a lot of teams hold it on the sort of back. This back rock behind the base. What are your thoughts on that, Remix?
I actually really enjoy where Triumvirate has decided. Actually, they're in trouble here. Eckerjay's sort of alone, and he's got 3 guys chasing.
He's not looking real great, but on the other side, looks like the flag did get conked as well, but they're going to hold on to that, so...
Black Waltz with a really nice grab to be able to hold on this side. He punts it away from all 3 ZFZ members, buying his team a little more time. Let's see if they could close the gap here and grab the flag.
And that was a really fortunate bounce and a nice mortar by Amor right there. And that thing
Wow.
does go home. Very nicely done. But Lufa, right there with the
And into the
E-grab.
base.
Yeah, I mean, just everyone is, sort of on point. I mean, that was very, very nicely done by both teams. Keeping, those punts moving. Black Waltz with that last instant punt. And, oh, God, they're going to pass this thing off floating in the conduits here. And they've got a ton of escort. Very nice.
There goes the battle for the control of the exit of that, right? I was actually going to mention... Oh, hey, he might get a nitro on here. No, they cleaning it up. No, it's still... Who knows where this is going to go.
Yeah, and this is looking... I mean, Amor may have this. It's something where he's... and he's going the... Oh, wow. That was kind of a... That was a little bit of a risky punt right there, but I don't know.
Nice pickup.
That was really risky right there. That was a little tense, but looks like the conk has gone out, and Esteban does get that, and it looks like they are going to put themselves up 2-0 with 18 minutes left on the clock here. This one is going to be quite the grueling battle, I see.
Yeah, Triumvirate, man, I'm really impressed with their flag play together as a team. The way they move it when they need to, where they move it when they need to. He wasn't afraid to go closer to ZFZ's stand just to stay safer, allowing his team to get closer to him and help him out. Just allowing for that little bit of time for them to close the gap on it. Very nice. It didn't work out for them there because they were able to clean it up pretty efficiently. Yeah, well done.
But yeah, I mean, it's something that, you don't see in a lot of teams, especially, newer teams, that they don't have the presence of mind that, going closer to your stand that isn't necessarily safer all the time.
Right. It's all about positioning, man. It's a game of positioning. And there's a lot of micromanagement that goes into it that people might not realize, on an individual player level. Like, it just takes that much coordination just because whoever does it better is going to probably win.
And here we go with Lennon with a soldier route, and he is out pretty clean with this, as is Esteban on the other side. They're just kind of skirting around the outsides of the map, and Prepaid Lennon is probably in a little more danger here. He's got Curious George and Implosions on him. Curious George just sort of waiting around. He might take down Waltz here and get this return. He got a good set of chain on him when he was in the end, but does not look like that's going to be the case. And we are going back into standoff here, and it looks like the ZFC guys are, they are sort of coming out on top in pretty much every situation on this map. So
I like where Triumvirate's holding here for a couple reasons. One, it's a spawn point. Two, you have a powered inventory station if your gens are up, that you can actually get instant health with. So it's actually a really strong position to hold it for them. Their teammates are able to spawn in and help whenever they can as well.
And this thing is down in the field. Curious George is going for it, and a nice pickup by Eckerj to keep this alive, but he's still got two guys on him, and he's in a bit of trouble. Prepaid Lennon is also here, but it's still looking pretty bad. Oh, that was kind of a scary pass, but Schmickeldorf was right there to pick it up, and that flag did not thankfully go into the wrong hands.
Dude, they make these crazy passes that just, they look scary all of a sudden, but then when you realize, like, it's all planned. They're doing this all on purpose. That was calculated. He said, his teammate was coordinating to him that I just spawned tower, pass it past those two guys, and I'll grab it. And all he had to do was basically get the flag, tossed in a position where they couldn't block it in return.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, it's something that, they've done a number of times, so obviously they are really on top of this, and Prepaid Lennon almost gets this return solo, and he just barely misses it. Speed Racer was there as well, but it looks like they are not going to be able to get this return just yet, and on the other side, it looks like the ZFC guys are really crashing hard on this. Conk does go out. Curious George and Esteban are on top of this thing. Esteban gets body blocked. Nice save by Triumvirate right there. Without that body block, that thing would have gone home. They did not even have a chance at that, so that worked out very, very beautifully for them.
Yeah, I saw that actually. I don't know if it was. I don't. It might have been intentional.
I doubt it was intentional. I think he was just going for the flag, but nonetheless, it was still fortuitous.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
nice
not letting
mortar Merv by Black Waltz takes out one of the players and almost kills Implosions. This is looking really good for Triumvirate right here. And look at that. He just gets splattered.
They have 5 here.
Yep, and unfortunately they are paying for it. On the other side, Fingerstyle goes down as well, tosses this thing off, and it is probably going to go home as well. Yep, it does.
Oh, well, okay, so okay, so they realized we just held a flag, because if you notice, they went to 5 offense right after holding a ZFC run. So, you know, ZFC died, but ZFC was so quick on getting back there, like too quick almost. Maybe the positioning of where they were holding it was too close once they switched over to the 6 offense. I don't know. But yeah, ZFC was able to close the gap basically as fast as Triumvirate's, 6 offense.
Yeah. So,
or I'm sorry, 5 offense.
Yeah, so it's something that, it shows just maybe just how much more coordinated ZFZ are just in general, rather than any sort of strategy. They were able to really work that a lot better.
Yeah, and also important is there were a couple of them that showed up pretty early, but they were able to stay alive, and that's the important part. Stay alive for the crash.
Yeah, it looks like Prepaid Linen just came in. Did not look like he had a whole lot of clear there. I think the Triumvirate guys are getting a little out of sync now, and the fatigue and the mental strain from the night is starting to catch up to them. But I always hope to see that they'll come back. I mean, it's only been 2 caps so far. It is something that they can very easily turn that around very quickly.
Yeah. Again, they have to formulate a plan and execute here, though. Time is passing. They don't seem to have much on ZFC's side of the map for much of any time here. They definitely got to tighten up their timings on the cap run.
Yeah, it does look like Prepaid Lennon is heading out, and I did see him just sort of waiting in the tower, but he has been spotted by at least 2 or 3 of the ZFC guys, so they know he is coming. And here comes Esteban into a clean stand, and he just... I'm so sorry, Esteban. I'm so sorry that I caught that on camera. I think
Esteban... I saw that. I think he decided, because Fingerstyle was there for the Nitron, he would have got the Nitron if Esteban were to grab. He might have not grabbed on purpose for King's Eye, who's coming in the back now, actually.
That's
just so the flag stays on stand.
And on the other side, Prepaid Lennon is out, but he is incredibly low. But now Kenexai is coming into a completely full stand. The
timing wasn't there,
yeah,
unfortunately.
It really wasn't. If Kenexai had been, 10 seconds quicker, that would have been perfect right there. But
absolutely,
I don't think they have their timing quite down like they do on Katabatic.
Yeah, take some time to practice some of these new maps. There's just different terrain, different routes and timings, and figuring out the new metas that are constantly evolving. When you bring in a new map, ideas on the map are constantly shifting, and teams kind of just copycat each other on what works and what does not, and then they put their own twist on it. So yeah, it's cool to see meta evolve on certain maps.
And it is interesting to see from last actually, before I say anything else, Kenexai is out with this, and he is through midfield, has not even gotten sniped once. And he takes a Nitron. He says, hey, I'm almost home. I might as well go for it. And he's coming into what is not the friendliest of stands. Speed Racer does grab this thing, heads down the tunnels, and there are fractals, and he actually gets sniped by Schmickeldorf from across the map. And oh, that was such a close swoop in right there. He almost got the return. And these guys are trying to take down implosions with this thing. Eckerjay is the last one alive, and he does pass it off to Chambers, who's got a lot more health than he does. So they're going to try and get this thing through the tunnels and keep it moving, and they're going to escort this thing home, and just sort of play the cluster play that we have seen them doing throughout the entire game, which has been very, very effective.
Yep, there goes that fight over the control of the exit. Curious George was trying to get it. Now everybody's coming in. The whole team. Here comes the crash. Big crash.
And that chain was just brutal right there. Moore's right on top of this thing, and, I have no idea what is going on with Jim, but okay. Anyhow, the flag does go out. Black Waltz is right on top of this. It gets bounced right over him, and Curious George picks this thing up. Lufa there to get the E-grab and keep this thing alive. And all of Triumvirate is crashing across the map, and Schmickeldorf has actually taken over the very middle rock in the map and just is sitting over here sniping, and a nice return by Eckerjay right there. Very, very well executed. Their whole team just kept crashing, because they knew they could not lose another point, because if they do, it's pretty much over if they lose another one at this point, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Now they're still in the game. Now they could definitely make something happen. That was a huge return. Nice E-grab to return for them. And Schmickeldorf sitting up on that mid hill, same kind of deal where both flags are on that side of the map. You might as well be sniping and putting in whatever kind of damage. Also, if the flag does get returned / capped, you don't want a capper to get out and you're in no position to make a snipe. So it's best for him to push to that middle spot than it would be somewhere all the way up or left side of the map, something like that. You know what I mean?
And you know something that actually, here comes prepaid Lennon. This is really the, you know, I think this is like the first route that he's gotten out clean on, at least from the stand. And you know, this is looking really good. You know, all the players are on the stand. Implosion is about to go down. Curious George he's coming in for the E-grab, and he does get it. It goes down the tunnel. So that was a good play by the ZFC guys, and they are just going to hold on to this thing, make sure that they do not lose it. They've got it this far, and I don't think they want to give up any more flags near the stand like this.
Yeah, E-grabs into the tunnel. Unless you have somebody down there, E-grabs in the tunnel just buy you so much time.
And there's a implosion. This thing goes bouncing up and goes right down into the conduit, and actually lands on the secondary level. That was a heck of a weird bounce right there.
Actually, sort of lucky it was the secondary level. If it went all the way down to the basement, that could have been rough.
Yeah, and the flag did get returned. You know, the run of the tunnels just bought them enough time, and implosions, there we go, just comes right through again and just keeps this thing moving. And hopefully they'll be able to. I don't want to sound like I'm rooting for Triumvirate, but I kind of want to be completely honest. I want to see the caps go up on the board, and I want to see this game get closer.
Oh yeah, man! Everybody loves to see some good games of tries, man. It's not about, you know, it's not so much
there we go. There's the return again, and you know, Moore is here, and oh god, Mortar on the stand, but I think maybe not.
Oh
no, ZFZ just will not let go of this thing, and finally they do get the cap after a humongous scramble right there. They just kept that moving the entire time. They kept crashing. So, you know, something ZFC is pretty well known for is just really not relenting at all. And you know, they've really, you know, they've put everything out there in this map. They've done extremely well. So, but it looks like Kenixai is coming into the stand here. Black Waltz has spotted him, and he chains him out before he even sets foot on the stand. So that is a little bit brutal right there.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be a problem, actually, but Schmickeldorf was able to spot him. I saw him take the first snipe at him as he was turning the corner there. So they did get him spotted, and I'm sure called out to the Hoff, who was able to make the play.
Yep, and it looks like Prepaid Lennon just got killed by Curious George, so looks like the next push for the Triumvirate guys is pretty much shut down at this point. So it is to the Triumvirate stand that we go to see, you know, who's coming in. And Chambers is kind of midfield doing a little O-sniping. You know, both these snipers very mobile, just kind of moving around the map as much as they can. And Esteban kind of bounces off a box there. That was unfortunate. I do not see Kenixai coming in. He is actually on the other side of the map, so that push is also shut down. Kind of some unfortunate things happening here and there, and
wow.
Lennon again out with just a nice fast route. He is all but home. There is no one on this stand, and he is going to tie this up, and we have a game.
Chambers was caught completely out of position. If you notice his positioning, you said he pushed forward. He was reluctant to come back and get a high position again to spot that cap. So that cap got up clean, and Chambers was in no, you know, position to actually make snipes on that grab. So that's the threat in moving around a little too much. You know, you got to be careful. That's the you got to have a balance there. You know.
Yeah, and you know, it looks like, you know, at the start of this, ZFC had, you know, sort of a more commanding lead, and it seems like, you know, Triumvirate kind of has like a warm-up period each map where they sort of figure out, you know, who they're really playing against, and you know, how they're going to play against them, and then they sort of they get their feelings, you know, they get things, you know, sort of felt out, and then they get going on it, and it seems like they just really start moving along once they figure it out, and you know, they've gotten the last two caps pretty much pretty clean, all in all. You know, they've held on to things very, very nicely.
Yeah, their timings have been a lot tighter as of recent. Actually, look at that timing. I mean,
and look at that nice rock bounce. I mean, I followed Prepaid Lennon in on that whole thing, and he just, I mean, this isn't going to go anywhere probably, but maybe I spoke too soon. Curious George got a little nervous there, and he did grab that thing, and it looks like Implosions will get the return on this thing. But yeah, I mean, very nice timing. They've got the distract. If they can't clear the stand, they're at least getting the Hoff distracted and, you know, the sniper down, so that it's not as much of an issue. So we'll see what they can do.
That respawn snipe from actually he's walking it out. Here goes the control for the exit of the tunnel here. But Chambers actually got a really nice snipe on spawn there, which they needed, because you know, he was actually going to go ahead and punt it if he made it past that hill that he was about to hit.
a nice punt coming out from remiCs right there, right over one of the Triumvirate players' heads. remiCs coming out for this thing, and he pops it right up above him, and this thing's going right to the stand. Black Waltz is on it, and he gets chained out right on the stand. And it looks like ZFC is probably going to put another point on the board here, and there we go. Regaining their lead after losing 2 caps back-to-back, and that was a pretty close scramble right there. Flag bouncing right next to a whole bunch of players, so that was a little intense right there. But here we go again. Esteban is out with this thing. Looks like he did get hit pretty hard on the stand, but this thing's halfway home already. All they got to do is come out to this thing, and Implosions is already right on top of it, as is Curious George. And this may be a 4th cap that we're looking at right here, but as I say that, there's all the Triumvirate guys closing in on him, and he just gets shredded.
Oh, it's nice. You know, it's actually, they were able to get that, so it paid off. You know, they had their whole offense / whole team there, so they didn't have any cappers running, which, you know, they got to grab the flag to win this game. It was a nice return, but now they have 3 minutes to get another cap, or at least another grab, before the end of regulation, so we'll see.
And a very, very nice play right there by Fingerstyle. remiCs came into a completely clear stand except for Fingerstyle, and he got the conk at the last instant, making sure that that thing did not go home. So Fingerstyle, one of those players that is just, he is worth his weight in gold, and he pays for it every single game.
For sure, I've been watching him make plays all game. The Nitrons are great
and
coming out of him.
Here comes Prepaid Lennon again. He is out. He did take a hit on the stand, but looks like Chambers just went down. And he's coming through midfield. He's got 1 chase on him. It's remiCs, actually. And he chucks this thing up, and oh, that was really close, but Speed Racer's right there. He does pick this thing up, keeps it alive, and remiCs actually gets taken out. So now it's going to be up to the ZFC offense to do something here. And, oh, that was really unfortunate timing. And, oh, my God! I can't believe that went home.
He got the return.
He got the return. He got conked right on the stand. It went straight into his hands. Getting robbed of a cap like that is just, it's so demoralizing.
Who got the Nitron? Because Curious George was infiltrated there. Somebody else must have got that Nitron. I didn't even see where it came from.
Yeah, the flag got basically instantly returned. I'm not sure who did it, or if he was running Sonic Punch or what exactly, but the flag just popped right out of his hands and right into Curious George, and that was, I mean, that is as bad as it gets right there. 2 feet from the stand, and gets returned. That would have been the tying cap of the game.
Now they got one more shot here, and actually Prepaid Lennon has already been spotted. He's already being sniped at, and he suicides out. So yeah, the time's running out for them here.
And honestly, I think that was probably a good call on Prepaid Lennon's choice, rather than trying to continue through the route, just set up again and get going. He saves his team in like another 10 seconds, which may make or break the end of this map.
He's going right past King's Eye there on that side, so I'm sure he's going to be called out. So it's gonna come down to the clear timing, and it looks like Chambers is sitting pretty comfortably on this side. So
he has
we'll see.
Spotted him, it looks like, and he did not get his regens. So this is something that, as you said, it comes down to the clear, and Amor is the last one on the stand here. Prepaid Lennon does come in. He does get cleaned up, though, so now these guys got to get this thing moving, and they're just going to have to cluster this as best they can. Implosions with a conk that hits both of the Raiders, and this thing's probably going home. And right now I want to see the Triumvirate guys, basically every single one of them, crashing down the middle of the field and just trying to get this thing off the stand. And look at the scoreboard, and it is every player except for 2 in Pathfinder. They're switching out to things now as they move across the stand, or the field. But yeah, they know that the pressure's on. They need to get this thing off the stand, and ZFZ knows it as well. They are D'ing up. They are making sure that this thing does not move. We will see who comes out.
Oh, it's moving.
And there we go. Black Waltz does go into the tunnel. Looks like the cap route was a fake, and this thing
Implosions!
Is, oh no!
Did you see that body block? Oh,
I did not catch it, but that's the end of it right there. And ZFC does clinch it in overtime on the very last map. So what a way to end the series right there. What could have potentially been a win for Triumvirate taken from them at the very last moment. Very nice plays by both teams, and very impressive. So we will have to see if we can get these teams in here for some interviews, because that was a very good series of games.
Dude, that block by Implosions in the tunnels, like almost like he knew, or I don't even know how he got down there that fast, but he was in position in the middle of the two tunnels, just waiting to get that body block into the midair, into the return. That was very nice play, basically sealing the fate. That was very nice, Implosions.
Yeah, and it's it's great to see that the maps were as close as we had hoped they would be. We will see if if they'll come in here and give us some interviews for that, because I would love to hear from both teams and see what their thoughts were on what happened with the map. So I will send them a message and see if they will come on in. And yes, there's a train in the background.
Okay, I was wondering where that was coming from, but I was like taking off my headset, like, wait, is that here? No. I would like to see what ZFZ has to say about how they feel about perma, if they were able to practice it, and stuff like that, because it did seem like they were very well put together for the other two maps, or came with at least a game plan.
Indeed, and let's see here. Did this properly run? It did. Wonderful. Okay, so we actually do have stats from the last map as well, so I can go ahead and pull those up as soon as I stop the event. And la-ti-da. Beautiful. Thank you, Holmes. You are awesome.
Oh yeah, let's take a look.
So yeah, let's take a look at the third map and see what the statistics were there. Looks like let me turn off the little blinking thing, guys. I know that's probably a little bit annoying. Okay, no, we're good. So, looks like, again, if we just look at the amount of flag grabs that they had, and as opposed to the number of caps, and obviously there's only fast grabs on here, so that doesn't include everything, but
oh, okay.
Yeah, so and it does look like it must have included this does not work entirely correctly, because there are 8 caps for ZFC on Bell Omega, which makes no sense whatsoever. I think there's still some things that need to be sort of worked out here, but I'm just gonna get off this page, because I don't think we're gonna yield anything useful from this at the moment. But the second one worked wonderfully, but there's obviously a few kinks. Where they are, I'm not entirely sure. So, sorry.
Somebody mentioned something about it including passes in the total amount of flag caps for whatever reason. Like a pass into a cap, it counts 2, maybe. Somebody said something in chat that I saw earlier. I'm not really completely sure, but the other stats do look like they are pretty, close to accurate. I mean, the kills, the total deaths here, the returns. I mean, look at the returns. 35 and 32. Obviously, this was a flag-oriented game with a lot of action back and forth, Also, the deaths are something to note. If that is 100% accurate, I mean, almost close to double the deaths for Triumvirate over ZFC. So, survivability.
They definitely, well, and you look at the kills as well, and they definitely got out-fragged by a pretty significant margin. 130 kills to 182 is a pretty big deal, to say the least. I mean,
right.
That's it's another 50 deaths just from their team alone. So that's a humongous margin. I mean, and I know we don't really care about KDR. It's not the name of the game, but I mean, you look at this. The kill to death ratio from Triumvirate to ZFC is, it's almost, a 0.5 for Triumvirate, and it's almost a 1.5 for ZFZ. So it's a pretty significant difference.
Yeah, individual, kill to death ratio, it's really not too important. As long as you're in a position to make a play, in this game in particular, Tribes in particular, as long as you're in a position to make a play, whether you get the kill or not, if the play is made, that's that's the most important part. But when you look at stats like this, like overall team stats, kind of how the game, the story of the game in the stats here, as far as deaths and stuff like that, it is important because it speaks to survivability of the offense on standoffs, on clear, or even the defense on holding a flag home. So it is an important stat to take for a team as a whole to try to work on whatever part of their game that they need to on certain maps.
Indeed it is, and I haven't heard back from either team, so we'll probably give them, another minute or so, and then we'll probably call it a night if we don't hear from them. But either way, we saw some incredible play, and Triumvirate, despite the fact that a lot of shifts in the teams have happened over the course of last season to this. That they're still showing that they deserve a spot in the Pro League. They are taking maps, and they are putting up humongously just tremendously good fights against very well known teams. So I have to commend Triumvirate tonight for their performance against ZFC, one of the sort of long known teams, and very well known for how coordinated they are with, quote unquote, very little effort. But what do you think we'll be seeing from these guys in the future? Do you think they'll be taking maps off Denial Esports remix, or what are your thoughts on that?
Any team right now in the Pro League could take a map off of Denial. Any team in the Pro League right now could take a map off anybody. Actually, any team in the Pro League right now could win the Pro League, and I'm sorry, but that's just a fact, whether people want to realize it or not. Tribes is one of those games. It can happen. Triumvirate was actually, I'm really impressed with the way that they played there. Their flag play is on point. Their standoff play is also on point, and that's something, that they can go home with today. I mean, they played it perfectly as far as standoffs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, the games didn't go in their favor, but that's something that they have to work on and build on there. Maybe even accept that, as we saw them doing on Perma, where they did a 7-man escort home instead of going for a couple people going for the return. Accept the fact that you're just that's a strong suit that you have there.
Hello?
There we go, and we are joined by a couple members of the game that we just saw tonight. So we are going to have some interviews, thankfully. We are joined by Amor, and we are joined by Eckerj and Fingerstyle as well. So first off, guys, I want to say great games tonight. They were a blast to watch. You guys did great work. On all three maps. I kind of want to touch on the last map, and one point specifically. Amor, maybe you'll be able to fill me in on this, but there was that the 2-3 cap where they had it right at the stand. What happened there? I thought he got conked, and it just went right into Curious George's hands. Was Curious in a path, or what was going on there? Because I didn't quite catch the entirety of that.
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
I was on D there, and I think what happened was Curious George sonicked it out. Finger, do you know if you can confirm that?
I know Implosions. I think I know the player you're talking about. I'm not too sure, but I think Implosions came in and got the conk and then returned it, but I'm not too sure. He did a lot of good plays that game, Implosions.
He was all over the place, man. Wow, okay, all over the place. He almost got a really nice midair on the capper coming in one time, just missed. But yeah, he was all over the place. Well done by everybody. I mean, Fingerstyle was all over the place on every single map, making huge nitrons, and some of them led to returns. Very nice. Well played, guys.
Yeah,
so,
you.
Go ahead.
If I could, Helemar, for ZFZ, Amor, how comfortable were you guys with Perma in general?
Well, Kenzai didn't know any routes on it, so I kind of had to cap. I mean, we had Esteban capping, but double cap is easy peasy, so we did that. Yeah.
I noticed so kudos, obviously he wasn't around tonight for you guys, or
he was in the mumble, but he wasn't playing, which was funny, but whatever.
Okay, sorry, Helemar, go ahead.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions. Is why didn't we see kudos tonight? Usually he's sort of a staple of your offense, but he, as you just said, he just, I guess he just kind of didn't want to play or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll leave it at that then. So on the other side, Triumvirate, fingerstyle, J, you guys, the first map was something where they ZFZ went up 3 caps, and then you guys just fired 3 back right at them. And at that point, we were going, holy crap, what just happened? And it was something where when that standoff happened, standoff that went to 4-3, it was something where we were sitting there going, this is probably going to be the standoff that will more or less decide this map. How did you guys feel after you had gotten those 3 caps and you were going into that standoff?
Well, we had something pretty bad happen at that point. First of all, going into the match, we did not have our sniper. 20 minutes before, about an hour and 20 minutes before the match, he suddenly told us he wasn't going to be there for the first map, and possibly longer. And the first map was Perma, and actually ZFC was kind enough to let us swap the maps around, because our sniper that we were putting in, J, who was our previous sniper who now plays Infiltrator for us, was willing to, he's more familiar with the old maps. And Perma isn't one of the maps he's really, he's not a regular map for him to snipe. So that was really nice of them. I appreciate that quite a bit. And while Kata didn't quite go the way we wanted, at that point, during that standoff, or right before that standoff, on that last run, we lost one of our offense, Acid Tongue, to a thunderstorm. So we had 6 people for the next 10 minutes.
It wasn't 10 minutes, it was maybe like 6 or 7, I think. Somewhere around there.
But they scored 2 caps before we got him back in, which, put a damper on things. It was 3-6, I think, when he got back in, and then we...
Very unfortunate timing. Sorry. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was horrible. Unfortunate timing, because it was right when, like Helemar was talking about, it was 3-3. You guys were going into a standoff, and then I look at Tab, and you guys have 6 players. I actually pointed out on the stream, so yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but we were running Acid Tongue playing Inf, and he's never done that seriously before. So that was that made the map a lot more difficult. I think that's why it took so long for our offense to get into rhythm. Our defense wasn't holding up as strong at first either. Their offense did well to get 3 caps out pretty fast.
And I was starting to fall apart when they got 3 caps out. I was, losing hope, and then our offense getting those 3 caps back really kind of gave me a little bit more drive to keep playing.
Oh yeah, it pumps you up, doesn't it? I saw you sniping everything out after you guys started to have some success there. The game, turned into
pretty rusty, but I still got it a little bit.
Very nice.
So yeah, that was something we were wondering about. How long Acid Tongue had been out at that point. And, it was very unfortunate timing, and these things, they happen. But you guys, you still pulled it back to 7-5. It was incredibly close. It was it was a game that you can pat yourselves on the back for. It was very well executed. And one thing that remiCs and I were almost constantly freaking out about was some of the passes that you guys were making, not only on Bella, but some of the earlier maps. It would be something where you guys would either punt or you'd make a pass, and it would be something where it seemed really risky, but immediately after you would just have someone right there to pick it right up, and we were just kind of marveling at the level of coordination and comms you guys must have. So
I'd like
good
to
thing
say
you weren't listening to our comms then.
it might have looked like that, but I can assure you that that's not what was going on. We had planned on a different roster for Bella, but we didn't know if Acid Tongue was going to be able to. The thunderstorm was still going on. We didn't know if the internet was going to hold up at all, so we put someone else in for Bella. Mm-hmm. And he normally plays offense on standoff, so we ended up having 5 people on O accidentally for pretty much every standoff of that game. And for somehow we'd never realized it was just me and J on defense for the entire time.
I think there was occasional offenses Dean up, which kind of faked us out. Yeah. Like I'd see another person around who was leaving on offense, and I think we'd have 3 people. I'll have to watch the VOD to see exactly what happened.
Okay, funny, I thought that was actually... I caught that. I thought it was actually like... I misread you guys. I thought some of these passes were coordinated. I thought the 5 offense was coordinated. Like, okay, we just held off a run. Let's go 5 offense. Let's get this return, But yeah, no. Apparently, you guys were having roster issues and rotation.
I guess you can call the passes coordinated desperation. Maybe like we know we're in trouble. Run away. Try and pass it. Maybe
basically, was ever spawning just toss it in this direction, towards the tower.
Well, that's exactly
that's how it happens, man.
Said.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
So yeah,
it's hard to give coordinates on comms,
Yeah, it really is. Without a question, you don't. Over here is not a very good description of the direction you need to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, great games tonight, all around you guys. They were a lot of fun to watch, and it was something that it was great to see how how the teams are matching up, and it's great to see Triumvirate sort of bouncing back, from season one and maintaining their reputation as being one of the Pro League teams, one of those teams that really do belong here. So I want to commend you guys on that. And I really don't have a whole lot of other questions. There were just a few things that happened in the match that were just like, oh my god. So we always got to get someone in here to get interviews. But remiCs, do you have any other questions for him?
No, I just want to say great. Good games, guys. Thanks for letting me cast and putting on the show. Appreciate it.
And thanks for casting, guys. I was glad to be on stream.
And so yeah, what I'll do then is Amor, I'll throw it to you for shoutouts and last thoughts.
I'd like to shout out to Serva because he is dumb. That is it.
It's always something interesting with you guys. You guys do very very unique shoutouts. Finger shoutouts for you.
I'd like to shout out to Schmickeldorf's grandmother, who pulled him away from his computer apparently an hour before our match, saying that it's her birthday and she gets what she wants, which is apparently her grandson being there for her birthday and depriving us of our sniper. So, thank you very much, Schmickeldorf's grandmother.
Also, you guys on the NA Tribes website, the scores are wrong. Just
They're wrong?
pointing that out. Yeah, because it says that you guys lost Perma, and we lost Kata. Well, you saw them on there. That's what it said.
Wait, what?
That
I think
will,
they got it back because it looked right when I was last on there.
Well, it might have had something to do with I think the maps were played a little out of rotation. Helemar, is that?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were played out of rotation, but I think he's talking
you're right.
about the
Yeah, Amor's right. They're wrong right now. Perma and Kata are swapped because we played those out of order.
yeah. But either way, the scores themselves are not wrong, respectively, I guess. But yeah. So as long as as long as you got your point spreads, that's the big thing that matters right there. But yeah. So again, big thank you to both you teams who played. Thank you to remiCs for coming on and casting with me. remiCs, do you have any shout outs or anything that you want to do?
No, man. If you guys are new to the channel, check out the channel. We have a stream that goes on daily. Starts at 10 in the morning, goes all the way till 1 in the morning Eastern time. So if you guys want to check out, we have a bunch of players that come on, a couple competitive players, a couple entertaining streamers, and you can check it out first person if you haven't. Or the game is free to play. Make sure to download it and give it a shot. This is Tribes, guys. We're here to stay. We have fun with this game.
All right, good to hear. And yeah, I will just say, again, thank you to remiCs, thank you to the teams, thanks to Jim Christ, thanks to Hi-Rez and APC for setting all this up, and a big thank you to Holmes for staying up into the wee hours of the morning over in Europe to get the sort of box scores set up for me. Obviously it's a work in progress, but we will be expecting great things from that in the future. Probably will be integrating that into every cast from here on out, and from everyone here at Tribes, if you're playing, great, continue playing, and if you haven't joined us yet, come join us. It's free to play, as remiCs said, and tune in tomorrow night. We'll have some more. Tune in, during the day. We'll have some streamers on here. So, from everyone here, have a good time playing and have a good night.
GG's, guys.